Alright guys, so the push-up, it's a simple movement, but people still screw it up. They end up with shoulder pain and other problems. So I just want to do a quick video talking about what proper push-ups should look like, and then ways to make it a little bit harder if you've already got them down, or if you're just getting bored and you want to mix it up a little bit. Okay, so common thing I see most often with people at gyms, in the military, everywhere, and it ends up causing shoulder pain and stuff like that, is flaring the elbows out in the push-up, right? So I'll demo what it looks like in a second, but as we lower ourselves down, if our elbows are way out here, right, 9 times out of 10, our shoulders are internally rotated and just jammed up in the front of that shoulder capsule, right, because we're already real tight through the chest and the whole anterior chain, right, and it causes shoulder problems and shoulder pain, okay? It shortens the range of motion of the push-up, which is why a lot of people like to do it, but they're basically just cheating themselves, in my opinion. Okay, so what that normally looks like, right, guys start out here, hands are real wide outside the shoulders, right, and as they lower themselves down, the elbows flare out, and they push themselves back up, okay? It's something you can totally do, right, but after a while you're gonna end up with shoulder pain or problems or some sort of dysfunction, okay? So an alternative to that, real simple, there's a million different ways you can do push-ups, right? I'm not gonna get into targeting arms or chest or shoulders or whatever you wanna do, right? But I just want to establish a baseline for what a proper push-up should look like, okay? So what we want to do instead of this elbow flare out, right, which doesn't really translate into a lot of other good movement patterns, right, is we want to keep the elbows turned in, right? Just like we talk about externally rotating the legs when we squat, right? This shoulder joint is the same, right? Think of this as your ankle, this is your knee, and this is your hip, right? And we want to be able to screw that shoulder into place so it's strong and stable, right, which is going to help prevent injury and also just be in a better position to transfer strength and power through the kinetic chain that is the arm, right? So we want to screw that thing in, and we want to keep those elbows in nice and tight to the body. They're way harder, right? Elbows stay in, lower ourselves all the way down, all the way back up. But as you do those, the shoulder will stay way more stable, and eventually, once you build up your numbers, volume, and your ability here, everything else is going to get better and easier and feel better. Cool, so keep those elbows in when we do our push-ups.